It's good to see you. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
That's good. Oli, thank you so much for being a part of our workshop yesterday, our Listeria workshop here in Cape Town. It was a huge success. We had a record turnout, so many exhibitors. Thank you so much for being our gold sponsor. It made such a difference to the event. I have to ask you, why did you decide to partner with us at this Listeria workshop?
Well, Linda, based on the previous workshops that you conducted and where we had some form of involvement, we thought we have to be part of the solution and be part and be a sponsor in this workshop to show industry what we can do and how we can assist them resolve or address the issue and come up with a solution for the food industry. It's bigger than just individuals or individual companies. It's a national problem and it's of high importance. So that's why we wanted to partner with you guys and be part of the solution.
That's great, Oli, because at Food Focus we really feel it's important that we connect industry to those service providers that can actually provide them with hands-on solutions more than just information, which is obviously the extent of what we can offer them on our platform. And companies like yourselves are really where the solutions are at, and so it means a lot to us that you were prepared to collaborate with us in that regard, and we thank you for that.
Often in South Africa or in our industry, we are known for certification, not for our other services. So this was a really good opportunity to showcase what else we can do, and thank you for that opportunity.
Great. Oli, we're still feeling the effects of the listeriosis outbreak. It's definitely not over. I think there's a lot of work that still has to be done for us to rebuild after this, tragedy. What concerns have your clients raised? Where have they come to you for support as NSF?
Well, first of all, what we noted was that there is a need, an ongoing need for collaboration, and this has really been highlighted through this whole incident between all entities involved, government, academia, and industry. And we should partner and work forward to find the solution. And then the other thing really was from our clients and our contacts and people inquiring with us is one version of the truth. And that's obviously where we can assist as well with our tools and our services to highlight what is important and focus on the truth and what is the problem, and try and sift and sort and get to the reality of the situation quicker.
I think also with your international connections, although this is the first reported listeriosis outbreak in South Africa, countries like the US and Europe have had these situations in the past, and I think NSF is positioned in such a good way to be able to draw on that experience of the being there, done that, and got the T-shirts, from overseas.
Yeah, that's what makes us unique and what makes it wonderful for me as an NSF employee to be part of an organization like this is that whatever problem I come across in our industry in Africa, there's somebody bound to have come across the same or very similar incident somewhere else in the world, and I can just tap into it. And when this came up, I tapped in and I got support from all over the network from my colleagues with information, leads, and guidance, and there's a lot more that we still can provide in terms of the solution.
Well, that sounds great. So maybe we should talk about the solution. So how can NSF assist clients, going forward?
So as a certification body, first of all, we're well positioned to assist with the certification and deliver global standard certification. We have highly qualified auditors that are signed off on the specific scope. So you wouldn't find that an auditor that only has experience in the produce industry would go and work in the meat industry and do meat, which is very important because that's how you're going to manage the risk. And that's what has also come out of some of the talks yesterday is that what are the certification or the auditing companies doing and how they're understanding the risk and how are they getting involved and are they actually identifying the problems. So that's the one part where we can get involved. The other one is in terms of our training. With our highly skilled auditors and the training capabilities we have, we can really assist the industry to get to the bottom of these things and also manage their processes, their systems, and lead them and guide them in this terms with the basis that we have.
You mentioned yesterday that specifically assisting regarding recall, a proper recall strategy. I think companies have been highlighted, to the fact that in a crisis like this, you really need to have an effective recall strategy, and it needs to work.
Yes.
It's something that you could assist with.
Yes, and from the consulting technical services side, that's really where we want to get involved. And not only once the crisis is there, yes, we can and we are able, we have the understanding, we have the skills to support, but really rather than focus on doing the things correctly and getting things in place beforehand. So pre-incident work is where we can get involved, analyzing the risks and then developing the recall plans, reviewing recall plans. And as an auditor, I came across recall plans that just conformed and met my requirements as an auditor. But once you're in that crisis, it's a worthless piece of paper. You have to really test it, and you have to think at all levels and all dimensions when it comes to, is it practical? Is it really going to work for me to effectively and quickly recall my product? Can I account for all my product? Often things get lost and can't be accounted for. Processes are not in place. There's no plan for the destruction, isolation, production, how we stop, how we start. What is your plan? What have you got in place for your business recovery? All of that stuff we can assist with, and we have a lot of experience globally and locally with this.
We were chatting yesterday, and I think every single presentation touched on the importance of cleaning, disinfection, and being able to ensure that the hygiene standards that you have in place are effective towards pathogen control. How can NSF assist with non-food certification?
Okay, so NSF does provide non-food certification. I think we can assist, we definitely can assist, because we work on a global standard and we are busy with this. In South Africa, we provide the service. There are South African companies that make use of NSF, and there are also companies, global companies, that trade in South Africa that use our standards, and that gives you the assurance that the chemical complies to the minimum requirements and also does effectively what it's supposed to do. So any company that wants to make sure that the chemicals that they use are effective, they should look out for the NSF certification status. We know it and it's widely known in the lubrication industry, the H1, H2, H3s, but there are also the specific standards for the specific cleaning chemicals and the application. So it's a very specific standard and much deeper than some of the other standards in that it addresses the specific area, not a very broad, just a food cleaning certification, food chemical for general
chemical
use.
for general use,
Yes,
quite specific. And that then also goes to water treatment and boiler water chemicals and what have you. There's a whole range.
It's
of
a whole
non-food.
spectrum,
Yes.
and that list is available on the nsf.org website under the White Book. There's a comprehensive, and for further information, they can contact us. We're currently running this program out of the USA with support out of South Africa and out of Brussels. So we can assist companies, and we've done so for quite a number of years already.
And then yesterday was the launch of Traction, and that presentation was really intriguing. This amazing piece of software that can definitely support companies and assist in building even further capacity in food safety management systems. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was quite an exciting day for me personally. It is a fantastic solution because it's a cloud-based solution, and the systems that we know in the past were all software-based, hardware requirements and stuff like that. This is a cloud-based system. Anywhere in the world where you have access to the internet and a browser, you can access your information. And it gives you an end-to-end view of your compliance, and it gives you a very high level from where you can drill down. So typically what you see is a map of the world, and all you do is you focus on the non-compliance. I always say, don't have sleepless nights about everything. Have sleepless nights about the things that you need to worry about. So the reds, the oranges. So we talk about a traffic light compliance system. Worry about those things that are not compliant, and that's what is unique about Traction. Also, we find that in a manufacturing or retail environment, a system like Traction could incorporate 8 to 9 different other systems that are out there, but they don't talk to each other. So the problem becomes, what is the real version of the truth? You have different systems, different licenses, different accesses that you need to get into the system. You have to train people on multiple systems. It's not cost effective, and it's not one version of the truth. That's where Traction is unique. It gives you this one highlighted view. And this is what CFOs and CEOs and the people in the C level, this is what they want to see. Is are we compliant? Is my company compliant? Is the product compliant? I'm not so worried about the nitty-gritty detail as a CFO or CEO that is happening on the factory floor. Yes, that's important, and we address that as well. That's important for the technologists. But at that level, they just want to highlight a view.
And I take it that the system allows for escalation. So there may be a small issue on the shop floor that could lead to the kind of problem that we've now faced in the media, but in the system, does it allow then for escalation in order to bring to the attention of the CEO or CFO that this is now no longer just a small problem, but it's actually quite a big problem?
Yes. From industry, I know that often these type of things get lost because you have multiple plants. There's an incident of the same product being manufactured in multiple plants, and there's an incident in one, and an incident in the other one, and a third one, and it doesn't get highlighted because it's one in an incident. With this system, it will already, if you set your level at 3 incidents, it will be highlighted as a non-conformance. So because the system and all these issues talked, whether it's documentation, whether it's an audit, whether it's a product that's not conforming in terms of quality, whether it's a questionnaire that's not been filled out, or it's a customer complaint, all these pieces of information are fed into the system. We use big data to analyze it, and you get a top level view.
So as a CEO, I am immediately aware of the risks that I actually need to be managing, and it's not something that then catches me by surprise.
Yeah, well, and then from that level you can drill down,
yes,
and you go to exactly what the non-conformance
is.
Yes.
It sounds like a tool that I should have had when I was actually managing quality assurance and food safety. It might have made life a lot easier.
It would have made my life a lot easier as a retail technologist as well. It's the type of system I would have liked as a food technologist.
Great. Well, we can't wait to hear more about it, Uli. And thank you again for being part of our workshop. It was really successful, and NSF really helped to make it successful. So we thank you for that.
Absolute pleasure, and we're looking forward to the next workshop.
Thanks.